Hello and welcome to the Curiosity Quest podcast. My name is Natasha Schulmeister and I am your host. And today's topic is one that I hope everybody is really excited to talk about. It's going down a road, a path that we often don't shine a spotlight on. And I'd like to bring a lamp on that little path and maybe have a fun conversation about it, make it more digestible. I don't know. We're going to talk about the things that we pretend not to care about, the things that we pretend not to want. And man, is that so relatable, because we all carry these desires and then we pretend not to want them. You know, love, success, power, being cared for, adventure. Apathy is the cool thing nowadays. Apathy, I don't care about that. I don't even care. Oh, I don't even care. Oh, it doesn't even matter. I hear that so often. I almost think it's habitual for some people. And it blows my mind because I used to be like that. And if you are like that right now, I am not making fun of you. It is so normal in society now. Like, apathy is the coolest thing that you could be, but it keeps you at the surface. And so many people are aching for depth, aching. So I'm not making fun of you. I want to talk about it. I'll share my own things as well, I'm sure. If you are new to this podcast, I do not edit these. So this is meant to be like a conversation with friends. And if you're sitting on the couch with a friend, they're not editing what they're saying to you as they're talking. I also do not pull the information. I get the idea for an episode that I want to have, and then I have the information pulled for me. So I discover the information with you, and we get to learn together, which is really exciting and fun. I am I call it a safe space holder, but a coach, a guide, whatever you would like to say, for people in regular life. And so it's fun for me to be able to sit and learn with people and also set up the condition for us to have a safe conversation about weird, icky things and maybe make them a little less icky. And again, we're learning together. So I'm not the expert here. I'm going to share some wisdom that I have, if I have any. Absolutely. It might not fit you, and that's okay. And then I hope that in turn, you will also share some with me. That's the whole point of this podcast, is to start a conversation. So if you watch it and you're like, hey, I would really like to respond to some of these, or I'd really like to share something with Tash, please do. I would love everything about that. I have friends who do it and it brings me sincere joy. So please do it. So we all carry these desires that we want. We all do. That is very relatable. And most of us sabotage them when they show up. I have done it, and I'm sure I may incidentally do it in the future. It is very human. So let's unpack that. Let's unpack what those are. Like the things we pretend not to want. What are those? Why do we hide them? Why do we sabotage them? How do we sabotage them? And then maybe how to finally let them in. And hopefully something makes sense. So let's do it. I have my flow of info here that I will share with all of you. So first, I'm not starting with oh my gosh. I'm not starting with that. We're going to go with what are the things we pretend not to want to start. And then we will go into why we hide them. And then we will go into how we sabotage them. Then we'll go into how to let them in. And then I have to apparently share a lot about myself. Apparently, this was noted that I should just start with me sharing about myself. But I don't want to do that. I want us to go into this together. So then I don't feel so vulnerable. I can feel a little less vulnerable at the end. But I've definitely done it. Don't worry. I'm not, if any of you are still in this, you're not alone. And we don't talk about it, so it feels very lonely or embarrassing or shame driven, or sometimes we logic shame our way out of wanting things even though we do want them. And it's such a unfortunate cycle that we get caught in. And I do really believe it's a protection and a safety measure, but it stops us from accessing genuine life and joy and play, and I just don't want it anymore. So let's start with the things that we pretend not to want. So there's classic ones, like being desired or wanted, being fully understood without explaining, attention and admiration, softness and gentleness after years of being tough, power and influence, permission to rest or quit, to be chosen first, more money, freedom, success without it changing you. Now, which one made you flinch? If you're watching this, I just realized if you're watching this, I flinched at one of them. And that is too funny. Okay, well, I listed those, and I would love to hear if one of them made you flinch, because that's the one that you're probably hiding. Oh my gosh. I don't believe I'm hiding it anymore, though. I do believe it was one that I did hide for a long time. I can honestly relate to all of these, though. So being desired, wanted, I believed for so much of my life. I believed that I was incapable of being wanted or desired fully. And I kept thinking that, like, maybe if I just kept doing things, like if I kept achieving things, eventually, then I could be desired or wanted, because I showed that I am worthy of it now that I've done this thing. It turns out that's not real. And for me to be desired or wanted, I had to fully lean into who I am at my core and stop being this version of me that I thought I needed to be. I don't know. It's a weird process. It's a weird unraveling process that I had to go through. And it took years. It took years to do it. Years. It took years for me to even openly, outside of in a therapy session, talk about the fact that I was not well to a degree that I actually did not want to be here anymore. It took years because I was so embarrassed and ashamed. And it's just, yeah. Anyway, being desired or wanted, I actually genuinely for a long time believed that it was just not possible for me. And I wanted it so badly. I wanted somebody to just like see me and be like, wow, you are great. Not like as in I needed somebody to tell me I'm great, but just like see me and be like, oh my gosh, I want to know you. People wanted to know me, but they didn't want to know me. Or when they did get to know me, there was like, yeah. It's not true, but I convinced myself that once they got to know me that that was my downfall with them. Because once they knew me, there'd be some type of disconnect or detachment that happened. It's not real. It was an illusion I created. Illusion. Okay. I also connect with being fully understood without explaining. Yeah, that one's a classic one. That one is one that's huge for me. I have a fear of being misunderstood, and that comes from a lifetime of having to over-explain myself. And now I don't do that. Now I'll catch myself. But now I can say, oh, this is my fear of being misunderstood that's being triggered. I can see it now, which is so freaking nice. And it's relieving because now I can be like, oh, okay, I need to just let myself cry. I need to cry for a bit. And then I need to step back and not over explain. My phrase to myself now is say less. Say less. I still do over explain at times, but I'm so much better at it. I can catch it now. But yeah, being fully understood without explaining. Oh my gosh. I now have people in my life that I feel that with, and I'm like, wow, it's so nice, like safe, calm, and it's consistent. It's great. The desire for attention and admiration, not that one doesn't hit me as much. That one doesn't actually hit me that much. I know I said before, I'm like, I just wanted somebody to see me and be like, wow. But it wasn't for attention or to be admired. I didn't want to be placed above, like, I didn't want to be placed on a pedestal. Like, I've never actually desired being placed on a pedestal or feeling greater than others. Like, that has never been a desire. Even for my life accomplishments, I just wanted to feel worthy of being alive in the space I was taking. And so that one, maybe that one, but I also know there's other people out there that have just like been attention starved, right? And they've done these beautiful things in life, and there's just been a lack of any type of admiration towards them. That makes me ache. So if you're one of those people, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Softness and gentleness after years of being tough. That's the one I felt shit. Yeah. I really craved softness and gentleness. I feel like I'm there now. And I'm going to continue to go down the path and become more and more and more, and I know that. But I thought I had to be strong, and I thought that meant that I had to always know what I needed to do and always do it like a good little soldier. And if I shared too much and somebody's like, oh yeah, but you're so strong, you're going to get through it, I'd be like, okay, that's them saying that they don't want to hear about it, so shut that down and just get through it like the good little soldier that you are. And I'm not like that anymore. There's moments where I still feel pulled to being tough. However, I genuinely feel like that system has crumbled for me. And that doesn't feel tough to me anymore. It feels just very lonely. It does. And so I'm glad to be at more of a grounded position with that. But man, still soft and fierce. Like I'm here, I can love, and I will forever love, and I'll forever choose that first. However, I could still decimate if I need to, I won't unless I have to, but I could. And I know that I have the power in me. Power and influence, I've never really desired that. I guess maybe in certain circumstances though, there's definitely been circumstances where I wished that I had more influence over the outcome. Because I thought that I knew better. And then I've come to realize that through time, we know nothing. And yeah, still, I do understand there is so much oppression in this world, so much oppression. And I have been in situations where my power has been completely revoked and felt empty because of that. And so I would say, not like power as in I want to be in a power position or like a hierarchical position or authoritative position or influence in that way, but just genuine rights, basic rights and freedoms. That's what I want more than anything. And I want to give that to everybody because that should just be a given to me. But again, permission to rest or quit, definitely a big one for me. Definitely a big one. Before, I wasn't resting or quitting in the wrong direction, though. Now I'm in flow with my energy. And what's really funny is that I feel as though people who can only see one way of doing things cannot accept another way of doing things. And so I feel that I feel this creep up a bit where it's like, oh, oh no, I have to do it that way then. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. And also, I can take a break. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Nothing's going to fall apart. The world will not end. This person will be fine without me, you know? But yeah, I used to just like, you tell me where to run, I'll run. And I have so much pride in my work. Not meaning like pride as in, I feel as though I'm better than anybody. Pride as in, I take it very seriously and I love it. And I would rest or take a break if I needed to make sure that work was of good quality now. And quality is top for me right now. So keeping that in mind. To be chosen first is also a big one for me. I had a lifetime of people just choosing themselves and driving force, and then me. I was the easy one. Like I did that to myself, but I didn't ask to be chosen first. I just wanted it. And I just hoped one day one person would choose me. And it had to be me. I had to choose me, and I had to ask for it, but in my brain I was thinking somebody else did. It just wasn't real. And then more money, freedom, or success without it changing me. I know that those things won't change me. But I do still want more freedom, and more money will allow for me to create more in this world and also build generational wealth and also allow me to retire my parents without any fear so that they can just live out the rest of their life in joy and happiness. And so I want those things still. And I will not be hiding that. I'm very, very open about that. I want them to have that life before they pass, and I want me to have that life before I pass, and I want my children to have that life before they pass. So, well, bam. All right, we're at 17 minutes. Oh my gosh, I only have 10 more minutes. Okay. Let's get this in, okay? I decided to share on that one. We're going to peel it back a little bit. Why we hide them. Let's read this. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to list these. And I'm going to list them slowly. There's 4. There's 4 big ones. I'm going to list them. I'm going to list them slowly. And I want you to tell me which one of the 4, if not all 4, do you relate to? So why do we hide these things that we want? 1, fear of being judged as too much, too needy, or selfish. 2, childhood conditioning, being told it's unsafe, unrealistic, or unworthy. 3, social programming, especially for women, POC, marginalized groups, being humble, small, grateful. And 4, fear of disappointment or not living up to the fantasy. Yeah. I resonate with all 4. I mean, I'm not hiding them as much now, but I still have these things that I'm discovering and untethering from and letting crumble. And the fear of being judged as too much, too needy, or selfish, that is, I would say, the top one for me. I'd love to hear what yours is. If any of these, maybe you have a different reason as to why you hide yours. So if it's not one of those 4, please share. If it is one of those 4, please share. If it's all 4 of those 4, please share. But yeah, please share. Okay. How we sabotage them. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see how many of these ones you can get to, because I have oh my gosh. Okay. How we sabotage the things that we want, that we hide that we want, but the things that we want. When we're about to get them, or they show up, how do we sabotage them? Downplaying compliments. Choosing unavailable people. Avoiding applying for opportunities. Criticizing those who have what we want. Pretending we're indifferent or apathetic. Keeping our desires vague or casual so they can't disappoint us. Yeah. Been guilty of all of these. Downplaying compliments. I did it all the time. This is a terrible thing that I'm going to share. Terrible thing. Should I say it even like that? I used to get annoyed when people would compliment me because compliments could not give me something to work on. They were useless. It's like, oh, you're doing great at this. It's like, oh, great. Okay. But what can I improve on? That's how I felt. And I genuinely felt that way. I would get a compliment and I'm like, great. Anything else? No? Okay. That's annoying. And I'd be annoyed. I was actually annoyed. That was my response to it. I just wanted, if you're going to compliment me, great. But I just wanted people to give me something that I needed to work on or improve on so that I could work on something or improve on something. Because I had no confidence. Like I didn't feel worthy, right? And so I just thought, cool that I'm doing great at that, but I still don't feel wanted or desired. So like I need more information so that I can, take it in and then I can just like create it. I was just constantly in pursuit. So yeah, choosing unavailable people. Oh my gosh. I can't even, that phrase might annoy you. I don't care. I can't even go into that one with you guys. I can't because I did it so many times. I did it so many times with friends and partners. I did it so many times. And I was convinced that you had to sacrifice large pieces of yourself to be in a happy relationship. It's just it's so real. Yeah. And it's funny to say because I just have such different relationships now. But I really did. Avoiding applying for opportunities also did that so many times because I was only 85 to 90% qualified and I had to be 130% qualified before I would apply for an opportunity. Otherwise, it was just too embarrassing. And then I had one of my CEOs become a mentor for me, and yeah, he was incredible. He taught me a lot actually, and gave me strategy on how to approach things and gave me permission to be in my worth. It was very cool. I think about that often. I loved that time. So criticizing those who have what we want. Yeah, I used to do that with people who had money. I was like, ugh, yeah, but they're bad people. No, they're not. There's lots of good people that have money. I was just angry because I didn't have money. And so I was like, if I can criticize the people that have money, it makes me feel better about myself because I would rather, have my family. It's like, well, why can't I have my family and money? It's just the silliest argument, but it's the reality, right? It's that protection. It's like, I don't want to feel how badly me not having this thing feels. So if I make them mad, then it feels less bad for me, but it doesn't actually feel less bad. It doesn't. It just, yeah, it doesn't. Pretending we're indifferent. Yeah. I've been apathetic about things so many times. But there's a lot of apathetic people, and it's like a quick response. That's why I think it's a pattern, or it's habitual now. It's like, it doesn't even matter. It's like, well, it does though. A little bit. It does a little bit matter, but okay. No, we can be indifferent for a minute. I'm cool with it. I'll sit with it. And then keeping our desires vague or casual so they can't disappoint us. Yeah, keeping it small, shrinking it. I've definitely done that as well. Guys, I just am knocking these out of the park. I would love to hear if you sabotage yours similarly and any stories that you have. Okay, how to let them in. And then we got some rapid fire questions. How to let them in. Name it out loud to yourself or to a safe person. I guess if you're hiding it, you haven't said it out loud to somebody else. Or maybe you have, but not to most people. So speaking it out loud would be a pretty big next step if you haven't spoken it out loud before. Yeah. Normalize it. Everyone wants soft things. Yeah, that's real. That's true. I can guarantee you, whatever it is that you desire, there's so many people that also desire it. So many. So this is my question with this one. How do you normalize it if everyone's being apathetic around you? Or do you normalize it by being the first one to say it out loud, and then somebody else is like, oh my gosh, I want that too, and then it becomes normalized? Interesting. Okay. I'm more on board for that one. Get curious. Well, you're on the curiosity quest, so I hope you're getting curious. What would it mean about you if you admitted you wanted blank, whatever it is? What would it mean about you if you admitted that you wanted blank? That's a good question to ask. I have a feeling if you're hiding it, like when I was hiding it, if I were to ask myself this question, I might have some dark things I thought about myself. Like some shame-driven thoughts about myself, but then also some really nice. So what would it mean about you if you wanted X? So if I were to ask that question 5 years ago, what would it mean about you if you admitted you wanted money? I would have said it meant that I was selfish, that I was greedy, that I'm missing a word. It's just essentially just a bad person. And at the same time, it would also mean that I wanted a better life and to be paid my worth and to have freedom and sovereignty. So yeah, there's like a batch of things that I believed, and I think getting curious is like the best way to do it. It really, there's no shame in it. It's just you getting curious about yourself. What are all of the beliefs you have tied to that thing? Okay, a tiny practice that was shared. You can do one of these 3 things. We're going to aim for this month, okay? One of these 3 things. Accept a compliment. You know what? When I was starting to accept compliments, you want to know what I did? Because this is hard for me. I still sometimes have a moment where I'm like, because I'm so conditioned in my previous response. But now I'm like, I trust you and your words, and I really appreciate you saying that. That's what I say. That's my response. Because when somebody's giving you a compliment, they're sharing something with you. And when you dismiss it, you're rejecting them. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to reject this person. They're obviously saying this for a reason. Not everybody giving you a compliment is saying it for a reason. Sometimes you can just say thank you and move on because you know that they're not being genuine. But if they're being genuine and it's somebody that is being kind to you and genuinely kind to you, yeah, it's just like, yeah, you know what? I trust your words. Thank you. And that takes some of the brunt off of just being like, oh, thank you so much. It's like, okay, yeah, I believe you. I believe I can trust you. I don't know. Anyway, that helped me. So accept a compliment. That's one thing that you could do this month. Or ask for help. That's a tough one for a lot of people, including myself sometimes. Still, ask for help. Even if it's something small, ask for help. And the third one is visualize what it'd feel like if whatever you wanted happened. There's actually guided visualization practices on like Spotify and YouTube and stuff that you can do, and those can really help. Or just like close your eyes and try and visualize yourself with that thing, but I don't know. So if you're listening, I'm challenging you to do one of those 3 things. I'm challenging myself to do one of these 3 things as well, or all of them. Yeah, that's our challenge. Rapid fire questions, and then I gotta go because wow. Okay. What's something you secretly want people to notice about you? It's supposed to be rapid fire, but I don't have an answer. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to come back to it. But if you have an answer, please tell me. What's something you secretly want people to notice about you? Okay, it's supposed to be rapid fire. If money, judgment, or failure didn't exist, what's one thing you'd ask for today? A plot of land. I'd ask for a plot of land. I would. It was funny. There's like, all I kept saying was land, but it wasn't like the word was coming to my brain. Okay, if money, judgment, or failure didn't exist, what's one thing you'd ask for today? Land. I'd ask for land because I'd do a lot with that land. Okay, what's a craving you pretend not to have? I have a. It's funny. I have a craving to listen to like teenage girl songs and watch teen movies. Sometimes, not all the time, but there's this like, I don't even know when, I can't even like essentially tell you the depth of that. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I have to watch a teen drama movie or a teen style movie today. And I'm like, nah, it's got to happen. I have to make it happen. Or a TV show or something. I don't know. I guess that's not, do I pretend that I don't have that? I don't talk about it. So I guess I kind of pretend I don't have it. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Who's someone you low-key envy and why? Ooh. You know what? I low-key envy my partner. Because he's just so talented and so, like, I don't know. I'm just so proud of him and impressed by what he's able to do and accomplish. And especially athletically. And I try really hard and I won't ever get to his level. And so there's this like tiny bit of envy. I know he's listening. Hi, Joey. I love you. And I am actually proud of you and excited for you more than I am envious of you. But there is a tiny piece of me that's like, I work so hard. And I will never come close to being as good as he is at these things. I will never. There's no even competition. And I'm not saying that to be humble or bring humility into this. It's just the genuine truth. He is a natural athlete and I would say an intermediate athlete. Intermediate. But he's just like, and it's just the reality I have to live in. It's just the reality I have to live in. What would feel, last one, and this is, please answer these as well. Who is someone you low-key envy and why? Okay, last one. What would feel so good to receive right now, but you'd probably deflect it if it showed up? Interesting. If somebody just gave me money and it wasn't connected to doing anything, I just like instantly was like, something like a windfall of money just given to me, my instinct would be to deflect it because it's like, why are you giving it to me? First off, what have I done to earn it? Which is an old narrative that I'm working to untether. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I know, I'm working on it. It would be so good to receive right now because there's just so much that I'd be able to do and build for others as well as myself and my family. Like anyway, I hope I wouldn't fully deflect it, but my instinct would be to deflect it. So yes. If any of this made you squirm a little, good. I think that's good. I was squirming. That's your soil. I feel like some people might not love that. That's just, I would say that's your truth pointing at something worth exploring. That's what I'll say. Your truth. And I would really love for you, if you're listening to this and you had some that came up or you have answers to some of the questions, I would love for you to DM me or put it in the comments if you're listening on YouTube. Share. Okay. I went over the time that I dedicated to this. I'm excited that I did, but now I'm going to go because I have to meet people somewhere very far away. So thank you for being here with me. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I will catch you in the next one. Sending you warmth. Bye.